If you're a young Canadian and you're struggling to find your first real job, or maybe you've just graduated, you've worked a few contracts, and you're wondering, why can't I seem to get traction? You're not alone. Canada's facing what experts are calling an early career crisis right now, and it's hitting young people harder than any other age group. But here's the good news. Understanding why it's happening can give you back some power, because once you can see the system clearly, you can learn to work within it or around it. So today, let's unpack what's really going on with youth unemployment in Canada and what you can do to build a career that actually feels stable, meaningful, and yours. Let's start with some data. So according to Statistics Canada and Reuters, youth aged 15 to 24 are consistently the most exposed to unemployment and job instability. They're more likely to be in temporary or part-time roles, and when the economy takes a hit, these are the first jobs to disappear. Think about it. When businesses cut costs, they don't usually start with senior managers. They start with interns, part-timers, and early career employees. And this creates a cycle. Young people can't build experience because they keep losing jobs, and they can't get secure long-term employment because they don't have enough experience. So what we're seeing is not an issue of laziness, it's a vulnerability that's built into the structure of the labor market. And there's another layer to this story that's even a little more concerning, and that is that across Canada, there's a category that economists track, and it's called NEET, N-E-E-T. It stands for Not in Employment, Education, or Training. Among those aged 20 to 24, that number has been rising sharply. And even more surprising, the 25 to 29 age group is starting to join them. And that's beyond the just graduated years. And yet more people in this bracket are also disconnecting from both education and work. This tells us that something deeper is happening. We're seeing young adults who are trying, but the transition from school to a sustainable career is getting longer, messier, and harder to navigate. Which brings us to the emotional side of this crisis, the expectations versus reality gap. If you ask most young people what they want in their career, they'll say they want meaning, or they want progress. They want the ability to develop skills and leadership, and they want flexibility. But many early career jobs today are the exact opposite. They're precarious, they're short-term, they're low-paying, they have unclear progression paths, and there's a strong oversight of management with the lack of autonomy and skill development. So it's no wonder that frustration is growing. We've raised a generation to believe that they could find work that aligns with their purpose, but we handed them an economy that's built on short-term contracts and unpaid internships to get their career started. But this doesn't mean it's hopeless. It means that we have to stop playing by the old rules, because the career ladder, that's broken. It doesn't exist anymore. Welcome to the era of non-linear careers. This is why I focus on my ideal work model, because instead of just one straight ladder, today's professionals are hopping between projects, roles, industries, and passions, gaining diverse skills along the way, but really focusing in on what matters to them, where their strengths lie, and where they can make money at the intersection of their unique abilities, their experience, and the economic need. So what we're seeing is a combination of job types. Some are balancing part-time work with freelance gigs. Others are juggling side hustles while building something on their own and becoming entrepreneurs. And from the outside, it might look pretty chaotic, but actually it's adaptation. It's young Canadians reinventing what success looks like when the traditional structure of a career path or career ladder no longer fits. And that shift is leading to a whole new approach to career decision-making. We're seeing more young people and students than ever seeking career guidance earlier, sometimes even in high school, before choosing career paths. They're asking, what skills really matter and which industries will still exist when I graduate? And this is smart, because career planning today isn't about picking a profession. It's about building transferable skills and becoming adaptable and future-proofing your career. Hybrid and remote work, for example, are no longer just nice to haves. They can be deal breakers. If a company doesn't offer that kind of flexibility, a lot of professionals just simply won't apply. So what we're seeing is that the world of work has changed, but our systems of preparation for young people haven't necessarily caught up. And the result is showing up in more than just job loss stats or unemployment stats. It's actually showing up in our mental health system as well. More young Canadians are realizing my career isn't separate from my well-being and from who I am. They don't want to clock into something that drains them just to survive. They want work that supports their values, their identity, and their lifestyle, which is also something I talk about a lot in my ideal work model. Because what happens is when jobs feel unstable or meaningless, it takes a toll. It causes burnout, anxiety, imposter syndrome, and we're seeing a rise in all of this and all of these symptoms among early career professionals. So this is really where career coaching and counseling becomes so important, because career guidance today isn't just about resumes and interview prep. It's about aligning who you are with what you do. And that, more than anything, is the key to resilience and future proofing in this current world of work that we're in. So, of course, it's not just the economy. We're also seeing an increase in competition because we've got more graduates, more immigrants, more job seekers overall competing for fewer entry-level roles. And as the competition rises, we're seeing also credential inflation, meaning employers asking for advanced degrees for jobs that really shouldn't require that. But here's the truth. The degree isn't going to be the differentiator anymore. It's going to be your skills, your experience, your creativity, your adaptability, and your AI skills as well, because you don't need a perfect career path. What you need is to be flexible and to have the power skills or the core skills that can evolve with you throughout your career. This early career crisis in Canada that we're seeing is real, but I don't think it's permanent. And if you're existing in the system right now, I want you to know you're not falling behind, you're not broken, you're just dealing with a massive transition that we're all living through in seeing how the world of work and the economy is changing. So instead of chasing stability and the career ladder the old way, I want you to think about start chasing skills, start chasing adaptability, and chase your alignment with your ideal work. Ask yourself, what kind of life do I want and what kind of work supports that? Because your career isn't going to be a ladder. It's more likely to be a landscape with a bunch of stepping stones that you get to design. So I think you've got this, and I think your future is still wide open. And if you want some support with working out what your ideal work strategy should be, then schedule a call. You can find the link on my website, and let's chat and help you design your future.